Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, and sometimes this game really does feel rigged. I struggled with this tank, the WZ-120 GFT. It is a relatively rare tank. I don't remember how I ever got it, but it doesn't get played very much. It's Chinese, it's a tier 9, it's I think a premium. It might be a reward, I don't know. It's not a tech tree, I know that. Has a pretty good alpha gun at 560. It doesn't have anything for the meta, guys. It has some speed, but it doesn't have a super accurate gun. It is a casemate TD, so it's already on its back foot as far as flexibility goes. It doesn't have any kind of turret or half turret. It's not an auto loader, although its alpha is nice. It looks like a heavily armored tank, but it's not. It's got kind of that heavily armored Chinese look to it, but the armor's not great, doesn't hold up. So it's not an easy tank to do well in. It actually has some pretty good stats. That is because, in general, good players own it and play it. Much higher win rate. Sure, armor not hit. Much higher win rate. Hey, the armor works. Making me a liar immediately. Oh, it's the most heavily armored thing ever. The win rate is pretty high because the average win rate of the players that play it is relatively high. That doesn't mean you can't do well in it. I've had a couple decent games, but I like it. I like the mobility. The mobility is good. That's a good thing. But usually if you're talking about a mobile tank with not a bunch of armor, you want a pretty accurate gun, and this thing falls down in the face of that. For some reason, for me, it just doesn't work very well. Great. They're blind shooting. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Tracked and hit. It's one of the most obvious sniper bushes known to man. People were shooting in there. I think I got lit there. And that's a good call by the Progetto, who plays a good game. He's right. We have to go. So let's talk about this map for just a second on the southern spawn. You'll notice the place I went to initially was right here on this corner. You can sometimes get good shots on guys on that corner right there. Then we're going to fall back, kind of come up here. You will get lit if you do that. We didn't have anybody push on this side, so there's no sense sitting on the hill anymore. Once they get up underneath you, then everything back here is going to shred you, and he's going to keep you perma-lit, and then you're not going to be able to get away. So I might even be a little late. In fact, I am, because I'm worried this Caro is going to come up and over. I also am looking at the Progetto. Where is he going? I think he's going to go to this first sniper hill. So I don't want to put two guys in there bumping into each other. Problem is I'm going to select a spot where someone else is, and then we're going to be bumping each other, but I'm going to try to not as much as possible. So I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to take a chance. Notice that my spotting ring is just at the edge, and I am going to get a little closer to that hill. I'm really, really hoping I can get around this corner and that nobody else has really followed up the... And as soon as I said the Kron, I thought I was dead. I'm like, I'm screwed. Oh, good. He's too low. He's not going to see me. I am not going to get up that hill. I don't want to get stuck on that hill, so let's go where I know I can get up the hill. Oh, he's inside the spotting. Look at that. Just oof, but good. The old zap for 666. Yikes! From Flubber Monkey. Alright, so we'll come up here. So I've bounced a couple shots, I've taken a hit, and I've done 0 damage. How we doing? Spin back around. And the enemy team is going to... I put out a video about stop doing this. The enemy team's going to do it. And I love it when they do. Once again, they changed this sniper spot maybe a year ago or so. I'm telling everybody to fall back. I wish the T95s would listen to me. I'm like, stop pushing up the middle. They changed this back here. It's not quite as good as it used to be, but still very useful. And then you have people doing stupid stuff like this. The Kron comes up and just loses hit points. Honestly, why? You know there is just an absolute assassin's row of snipers at this cap. Why are you poking over here? What is the point? And if you're going to do it with a Kron, certainly do not expose your hole. You know, you see two T95s in the middle. Just purple team, fall back, crunch the T95s in the object, and then deal with the rest of the Muppets sitting here. Because we're just absolutely camp-a-llama ding-dang. And I'm really hoping our T95s can live. They're not. I mean, they're just... They went right up the middle. I guess it's fun and funny and whatever. But the enemy team does this. I mean, this is beautiful, man. Please. Okay. Sure. And that was a little bit because I got to the edge. The field of regard of the gun on this thing is very limited. I got to the edge of it, and it started to breathe on me. Don't ask me how that hit. I don't know. Sometimes the game feels rigged. Rigged against him, rigged against you. Like the one shot missed, that one somehow hit. I don't know. Sure. 1,744. And I'm not getting lit either, so he's got some terrible view range. I'm pretty sure I wasn't double bush unless there was a tree between me and him. I suppose that's possible, but I was super surprised not to be lit on that shot. Why is the T95 push? I don't know. Ours are dead. That's a big surprise. And the enemy team just walking in, giving us stuff. Like prayer shot. Nope. Woo! Off to the right. Surprised there as well. I didn't get lit. Gsor is doing some good work for us in terms of getting us lights, but he's not long for the world sitting right there. Unfortunately for him, the WT just pushed across and lived. Why? Because we don't have enough guns in the game. There goes the grill. So we are super hurting right now. And we'd be in really bad shape if the purples hadn't walked into us right here. They'd have just accepted and waited for a second while the Tiger Mouse and the rest of them moved up after they killed the T95s. Even if the purples that are now pushing and losing all their hit points hadn't gone back, if they'd have just waited around the edges for what's happening now, man, what great shape they'd be in. I didn't notice this FV moving across, and I sort of mess up on the ammo I'm going to take. Again, I've had some crazy shots, but the game is about to take all that back from me. All right, there's the FV. I have to go dark. I'm going to be extra careful. There we go. Also, some of these guys should have blind shot. If this FV would have just taken this shot right here, I'd have died. Slap him for 625. Yeah, I think he shot, or the Kron did. Fighting this, I'm like, oh, so I screwed up there, man. If I'd have loaded HE to begin with, I'd have had that shot right there. But he's going to get behind the rocks, and that's unfortunate. All right, go back to heat. There we go. Kind of waiting to get blind shot. I'm very surprised. The enemy team didn't do it, so that just in case they're not too bright. The Progetto's doing some good work. At least the Artie knows I'm there, so he slaps me for 241. Progetto's doing some good work. Like, let's get this Kron out. We get this Kron out, we're in good shape. More on that later. So I'm up to 2,909. They have a big advantage with the artillery. That is a big bummer. So we're in static positions with relatively light tanks. So Artie can really be a mess for us. Here comes the Tiger Mouse. So I'm like, all right, let's get a free one on him because he's full hit points just about. Like, come on, baby. Here we go. Oh, where'd he go? Jeez. Nice. All right. And I don't know how he hit that shot, but he did. All right, 3,433. Progetto starts looking around for their Artie. I kind of like this. It looks like all their tanks, all of their moving tanks are hanging out down here. The TVP is fast, so he could fall back. Who knows where I don't know why this dude's doing this, but it was one of my favorite moves of the game. Like, thank you very much, and probably should have gone to HE. Armor not... Okay. See? The game giveth and taketh away, my friends. 297 hit point FV. Just going to be careful because I am absolutely a one-shot to him. I don't want to even tell... Uh-oh. What's this guy doing? Nice. That is unfortunate. Got my WT, but that dude pops up and I kill him off. And I don't get lit for it. There's the Artie. Artie knows I'm there. Probably the TVP is clicking right there. All right. Let's close out this dude first. He has no armor. Nice. Got rid of him. And it's starting to get easy mode here, guys. We're just gonna shut down this Kron. Okay, he's dark. I'm probably dark. Let's take a peek. Oh, there he is. Look at this. Watch this. Oh, dude. Talk about handing me the game, right? Talk about handing me the game. Rigged! Oh, son of a... Bad chat hits me. I'm stunned. That's going to increase my reload a while. Oh, all right. Their 53-55 made an appearance. Not very smart. Is this guy going to shoot? Surely he just got his lit. I don't know. Oh, he did. He took... Okay. Come on, game. 3,753. Thing is, if you look at some of those shots before and then you look at the rigged stuff, you look at the misses after, you realize that it's pretty balanced. If you look at my shots, hits, and pens, they're more or less online. I'm going to let this one just really zoom in and make sure I got a good shot. There we go. There we go. 4,081. Let's move on. What on? Okay. All right. Dude's sitting right there. Takes a hit but doesn't die. Incredible. I think that was from the G-Source, so I think he hit him with HE. He just didn't do enough damage to kill him. We're going to come up and over this position. We've got a little bush here that can help us a bit. And the Progetto's still alive. Good on him. The Tiger Mouse has a bunch of hit points. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Before he gets around the corner, can we get a shot on him? Honestly, the way that thing curved, I thought I was only going to get a track, but I got some damage out of it, so I'll take it. Sometimes the visual representation in the game is not quite exactly what happens on the server. We'll swing up here. We got 4,691 damage. Let's clean up on aisle 2. And the enemy team, I really could have included this game in my stop doing this thing. I like that. I do. The Progetto goes in there looking for the kill. He's aggressive. The Tiger Mouse comes around the corner. This ends up being an ace tanker with 5 kills, 4,914 damage, 435 assists. And another great example, honestly, of stop doing this from the enemy's standpoint. It was just a lot of dumb pushes. It's an easy win for them. Even if they didn't go back and help and deal, if they had just hung out around the edges and waited for their teammates who just finished killing the T-95 to filter down on the west side of the map and then start to gain that map and vision control and constrict, then when they started pushing in, they're going to start seeing us and the shots are going to come from multiple directions and you don't survive. But they really just kept us in the game by feeding us their HP, and slowly were able to whittle them down to where there weren't enough of them to stop us from pushing them. They let the Progetto get out. Progetto would have never got out and done all the havoc that he did if they wouldn't have pushed in, especially the T-95, the G-SOAR. It was just, you see it, man. Like I've said before in the other video, and will continue to say, once you start to see it, you won't be able to unsee it. And it'll be very frustrating when you're a tank like I was in, that's more of a defensive, more difficult to be offensive with, when you're watching your own team do it and you're just saying, please stop doing that, but they won't. They won't. If we can even reach one person. The other part of the video is sometimes when you think it's feeling rigged, like that last part was very frustrating to me, but that's the last thing I remembered. And then when you look at the beginning of the movie, the beginning of the match, and kind of the silly shots that went in, it giveth and taketh away, guys. It really does. That's all I've got for today. Have a fantastic one. I was glad to ace master this thing. This was the last, one of the few last wins before I lost 5 in a row and ended up like 48% win rate with the thing. As far as this tank goes, actually this was a little bit before that. Look at those shots right through there from the artillery. Because I did one mark it. I did manage to eke out a 1 mark right before, so this was actually probably 20 games before I finished, I would say, something like that, 15 or 20 games. It's one of those tanks I don't do well in, but I kind of liked playing. It didn't bother me playing it because I liked the mobility and I liked how hard the gun hit. It just, for me, it was difficult to make it be super effective in terms of winning games. And there you have it. That is all I've got. I don't have to ever play it again. Perfect. See ya.